Your client writes, could you also adopt this landing page for 3 regional markets? It should be quick. You say yes. 3 days later, you have 3 new copy decks, extra review rounds, and a deadline nobody discussed. That tiny sentence just changed the deliverables, the schedule, and possibly your responsibility. An AI assistant can flag that before you volunteer the hours.
And before the client hears a defensive no. That distinction matters.
Exactly. Welcome to the AI and Future of Work podcast, episode 28. I'm Marcus Chen. In the next minutes, you'll discover a powerful AI workflow that can dramatically increase your nomad income by catching scope creep early, preparing a professional response, and helping you charge transparently when the work genuinely changes.
Let's make this actually work for you. The system is not a robot referee deciding what your contract means. It is a second set of eyes that notices a mismatch while you are busy, traveling, or tempted to think, that should only take 5 minutes.
Because 5 minutes can become new files, new stakeholders, new revisions, and a new delivery date. The Scope Sentinel turns that invisible leak into a visible business decision, included, unclear, or additional work. This changes everything for nomads, not because the AI replaces judgment, but because it helps protect the hours that make location independence possible.
Okay, show me the actual flow, not the polished diagram. The version a freelancer could build this afternoon.
Good. Start with one approved scope document in Google Drive. It says what you promised, how many revisions are included, the deadline, exclusions, rates, and the approval role. A new request arrives through Gmail or a simple form. Make picks it up, finds the matching project baseline, and sends only the relevant request and scope details to the AI model.
Then, Airtable receives a recommendation, the classification, confidence, supporting scope point, effort estimate, schedule impact, and a draft reply. You review it. You might approve the draft, edit it, ask a clarifying question, or reject the recommendation entirely. Nothing goes to the client automatically.
Wait, back up. What if the agreement is a messy PDF with vague language?
Then the first automation is not the answer. The first job is cleaning the baseline. If it says support the launch, the model has nothing reliable to compare. Rewrite it in plain language. 5 emails, 1 audience, 2 revision rounds, delivery by June 14th. Excluded: translation, design, segmentation, and additional campaigns. Add the rate and require written approval before extra work begins.
So ambiguity in, ambiguity out.
Exactly. Give Airtable fields for project name, deliverables, revision limit, deadline, exclusions, assumptions, rate, courtesy threshold, and approval status. You can also keep a link to the source agreement and the original client message. That small structure becomes your operating memory instead of relying on whatever you happen to remember between flights.
And write it for a smart stranger. If another professional could understand the boundaries without calling you, both the AI and the client conversation get easier.
Here's the exact prompt. In Make, pass the approved baseline and the new request into your AI step. Tell it, you are a scope comparison assistant. Do not make legal conclusions, invent missing terms, or send messages. Compare the approved baseline with the new request. Return valid JSON with classification, confidence, matched baseline points, possible scope change, questions needed, estimated effort, suggested price, schedule impact, reasoning, and draft response.
In plain English, compare, explain, and prepare, but never send.
Then add the decision rules. Classification must be exactly one of included, ambiguous, or additional. Use included only when the request clearly fits an approved deliverable and stays within its limits. Use ambiguous when information is missing. Use additional when the request adds a deliverable, audience, revision round, deadline requirement, or responsibility.
That middle option is important. Ambiguous is not failure. It is the model saying, please ask a human before this becomes a promise.
Add one final instruction. Cite the specific baseline point. If none supports the classification, say no clear baseline support found. Keep reasoning under 80 words. Estimate additional work using the provided rate, but state that the estimate requires human review. Draft a respectful response without pressure. Never claim the client is wrong, imply approval, or send anything.
I would add a privacy instruction too. Identify unnecessary sensitive details for redaction before processing. A client email may contain information the model does not need.
Good addition. Send the relevant request, project identifier, baseline fields, and necessary dates, not the entire mailbox or every attachment. Use an approved business account, check retention settings, limit access to the Airtable base, and be transparent where your client agreement or privacy notice requires it.
Now, let's hear what the result might look like for that 3-market request.
The record could say, classification, additional, confidence, 0.91. Matched baseline point, 1 audience only. Reason, 3 regional versions add copy and review work. Estimated effort, 4 hours. Schedule impact, 2 business days. Draft response, the current agreement covers 1 audience. I can add 3 regional versions for a fixed fee of $400, with delivery moving to June 21st. Would you like me to prepare the change order?
That is useful, but I would edit 4 hours if the coordination is uncertain. The model can estimate effort. It cannot know whether a regional stakeholder will add 3 meetings.
Fair. The estimate is a starting point, not a promise. You can add a coordination buffer or offer an hourly cap instead of pretending the number is exact. The goal is to make the trade-off visible. More deliverables, more time, and a transparent price.
And I'm not sure I buy 15 minutes as a universal courtesy threshold. For a consultant, a 10-minute change can create an hour of context switching.
You're right. The threshold should measure disruption, not just task duration. Keep a field such as courtesy_threshold_minutes, but tell the system to escalate anything that adds coordination, changes a deadline, introduces a responsibility, or interrupts a committed work block, even if the edit itself is tiny.
That is much better. Some small favors are goodwill. Others quietly rearrange your whole day.
Once you approve an additional request, Make can create a change order record, prepare a Stripe payment link or invoice draft, and set the status to awaiting client approval. After written approval or payment, you schedule the work. The automation connects the pieces. You control the commitment.
For nomads, batching is the hidden payoff. Review the queue once in the morning and once before you close work. Clients get a consistent response window, and every notification stops dictating your itinerary.
Before you connect payments, break the workflow on purpose. Remove the Gmail label. Rename the Drive document. Return invalid JSON. Make sure the original request is preserved. You receive an alert, and the system stops before anything reaches the client. A graceful failure is part of the product.
Also, test real history, not perfect examples. Choose 5 requests, 1 clearly included, 1 clearly additional, 1 ambiguous, 1 emotionally worded, and 1 with a deadline change. Compare the output with your own judgment.
If routine edits are constantly flagged, improve the baseline or courtesy rule. If new deliverables are missed, strengthen the examples and definitions. Review those patterns weekly. Do not build it once and wander into the sunset expecting perfect automation.
Especially not with an unpaid sunset itinerary.
Here's your same-day build. Create one plain language baseline for your most common offer. Include deliverables, revision limits, deadlines, exclusions, rates, and approval rules. Then connect one intake source to Airtable and test the prompt on 5 past requests. You do not need a beautiful dashboard. A form, a table, and a review column are enough.
Start small, but think big. You are not trying to automate your entire business today. You are testing whether clearer information helps you protect time, communicate value, and make a fair decision before work begins.
The method is simple. Baseline the agreement, compare meaningful requests, and approve the response and change order yourself. That turns scope creep from a silent leak into a documented choice. Some requests will stay included. Some will need clarification. Some will become paid work. All 3 outcomes are healthier than guessing.
The human plus AI advantage is preparation. Your clients are not buying an algorithm. They are buying your judgment and your communication. The Sentinel simply helps you arrive at the conversation calm, informed, and ready with options.
If you want the ready-to-use version, the high-income remote skills courses include the Scope Sentinel templates, Airtable schema, make scenarios, classification prompts, privacy checklist, pricing examples, and client-ready change order scripts. Build one baseline today, then get the complete implementation guidance at nomadlifesuccess.com/courses.
Protect the boundary, preserve the relationship, and charge transparently when the work genuinely changes.
That's your AI blueprint for today. Ready to implement this at a higher level? Enroll in our high-income remote skills courses at nomadlifesuccess.com/courses. Automate the ordinary. Amplify the extraordinary.